Welcome, folks. We're so glad you're here. We got folks joining us today in Zoom, and we have a wonderful special guest. We're so happy to have you here. I'm Sandy O from Emma's Revolution.
And I'm Pat Humphreys.
You are joining us at our Learn a Song session. We've been doing this, what is it now? This is almost 2 years that you all have been experiencing this new life with us. And we're very happy to have you join us here today when we're going to be bringing a special guest to teach a song, a really beautiful song. Before we get started, I want to thank our tech team who help everything happen more smoothly and more wonderfully. So thanks to Marcy for running that video. We've got Moria, Paula, Toby, Alice, and
Rada.
Thank you on our tech team who've been helping us for all of these months and all of these weeks. We do this once a week on a Sunday, either teaching a song ourselves or bringing in a guest like we are today, or doing a concert, which we will have next week. And our guest will be joining us for that concert next week. So what can we tell you about this fantastic performer who's coming up? You've known Leela the longest, Pat.
Gosh, Leela, we met such a long time ago. I'm remembering at a Folk Alliance.
Yep. NERFA.
Oh, it's NERFA, right, yeah. So the Eastern version of Folk Alliance.
One.
Yeah. Wow. And yeah, you were doing a radio show, right there in Columbia, Missouri. Is that where you grew up?
Yep.
Yeah. And came up to me and asked me about my music, and then I remember us just kind of jamming the rest of the time we were there. That was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. My goodness. So much life has happened
So
since.
much life has happened. And let me say, just for folks who don't know Leela Grace at all, she is a nationally known songwriter, performer, banjo player, clogger, teacher of banjo and percussion. And you're going to hear a bunch from her now this session about classes that you can take with Leela online if you want to be learning any of those fabulous skills. She also runs 2 choirs whenever choiring is running there in Portland, and has a school that she founded called the Rose City Folk School. So please welcome Leela Grace right there on the screen with you.
Yeah. In her spare time, she's been popping out some babies. So,
Well, one every 7 or 8 years, give or take.
so
I
we're
have one daughter.
anxiously anticipating the new one. Very exciting.
Yay.
Woohoo!
So we want to, we asked you to come on because we love the way you perform and sing and write. And this song is one you've been singing for a while, but it's a beautiful one and it's such an important message. So we're happy to turn it over to you to teach this fabulous song called In My Name You Shall Love. Let me remember the things I was supposed to say in the beginning. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, there's a link at the top of your post. You can come join us here on Zoom. And if you would like to download the lyrics and the chords, there is a link for that at the top of your post on Facebook. And our fantastic tech team will also be posting lyrics into the chat here on Zoom and into the comments on Facebook. So, all right, now we'll let you take it away, Leela. So glad you're here.
Okay. Well, I am extremely excited to be here. I've been a huge fan of Pat and Sandy and Emma's Revolution for many, many years. In fact, I met Pat's song, Swimming to the Other Side, before I ever met her, and fell in love with the song. So when I met her at the conference in 2001 on the East Coast, I was just out of college and already knew who she was and was very excited to meet her. And we bonded over our mutual love of old-time banjo and songs that make a difference in the world, amongst other things. Hazel Dickens, I could go on. So Pat and Sandy have been a big influence on me and my writing, and so I'm really glad to be here. And the song that it just came to mind when they invited me to come on this cool thing they've got going on. My sister, the more famous Grace sister, Ellie Grace, who has been on with you all a couple of times. Anyway, what was my point about her? Pregnancy brain. But yeah, she's awesome. We grew up performing and singing together, and we were in a family band with our parents, and then we still perform together when we can. She's got a 2-month-old baby, and I have a 3-month-old? Time is passing. Anyway, so this song I actually wrote in 2002, so not long after I met Pat and Sandy. And it was one of the few songs I would say that was mostly inspiration. It sort of came to me. I don't really remember writing it, but I remember what sort of sparked it. It was obviously not long after 9/11, and I was reflecting on how at first after that horrific event, there was a sense of the world and the country sort of just coming together in grief and in a desire for peace and justice. And then that very quickly shifted to invading Afghanistan and much more warlike speech and actions. And I just remember being frustrated. And so this is the only song I've ever written from the perspective of God. And like I said, it came to me. I didn't sit down and say, you know what I want to do today? I want to write a song in the voice of God. I mean, we should all do that more often, I suppose. But this was just reflecting on how frustrated I was that so many people were using the name of God to justify horrible things. Killing, hating, or God bless America. That annoys me, frustrates me, because I don't think God just blesses one person or one country. Also, just to be clear, I didn't grow up in any sort of Christian religion. I don't consider myself to be a Christian now. I believe in a sort of a nature-based version of God, but this is really from the sort of more Judeo-Christian idea of God as, sort of being all-knowing and having some say in what people do. But I was like, any religion, any God that says you should hate other people because they're different, or you should go to war in my name, something's really wrong there. So I'm just going to sing the song first and quit talking, and then I'll teach it to you. So here we go. In my name you shall love. In my name you say you kill. In my name you turn with rage. In my name impose your will. In my name these wars you wage. But I say to you, this is all you shall do. In my name you shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch. You shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love. You shall love in my name. you shall love in my name. And when you've been fighting those before you and you've forgotten for how long, when it seems like the chasm is too deep to overcome, when you hate and make them enemies because you think they've done you wrong, all you despise is what you become. But I say to you, this is all that is true in my name. You shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch. You shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love. You shall love. You shall love. You shall love in my name. Thank you. I saw some of you who already are familiar with this song singing along, like my sister. I was missing your harmony, Ellie. Oh. So this song is not simple. It has a lot of pieces to it, but I think it's very singable and learnable. Any questions before I jump into sort of breaking it down a little bit?
I just wanted to say we were just singing harmonies. We were just lavishing harmonies all over, just slathering them all over because we can't resist those beautiful chords. Oh, I want to hear it.
You shall touch, you shall heal through the darkness of fear.
It's that
This
minor.
song is all you hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the healing empty hunger, through the dark. Like that. We don't even have the words in front of us. I love it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I love it. I
Oh
wanna
my
sing
God.
to you.
I so miss singing with you. God, it's so beautiful. I just had to say.
Oh, well, that was nice to hear. I was singing very quietly along so I wouldn't cut into. Sounded really good. Very, very nice. Very nice. Oh,
It looks like mostly people are saying, amazing song. Like they don't have questions aside from like, how do you write in God's voice so well? That's just fantastic. That would be my question.
I like that slathering harmony. Slather, yes. At this point, we need to slather everything with harmonies because we haven't gotten to do it in so long.
Exactly.
I also
all right.
want to say, I don't think I've ever heard a song that uses the word labyrinth, and that you said it so beautifully is amazing because we teach songwriting as well, as I know you do probably too. And just knowing how to set a really chunky word like that is just beautiful.
Yeah, I don't remember, I was just going, oh, wait, that's 20 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I don't remember. One thing I do remember is that the line, this is all that is real, what was inspired by, there was a movie that had come out recently at that point called A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, right.
And it was about a very brilliant, now I don't remember much about the movie, but a brilliant scientist or something who struggled with schizophrenia. And there was a part where his partner was like holding him and looking at him and saying, this is real. Like basically love is what is real. So I remember that. I have no idea where Labyrinth of Anger came from. But I'm glad I didn't try to make it 3 syllables because that would have been clunky as heck. Labyrinth of Anger.
And I just saw the cat was commenting, gonna suggest this song to the choir director of my spiritual community. Perfect in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those songs that's been a teacher for me. It's sort of like you write something and then you feel somewhat obligated to live up to it. Especially the bridge when, about when you've been fighting and you think there's too deep of a chasm and you think that they're the enemies and they've done everything wrong, you become like them. And I'm like, oh God. It really resonates now, although there are some people who just, I don't know.
It was especially moving, I have to say, especially that line, "This is all that is real," just kind of brings us to so urges us to be so present. And
Right.
we've been sitting with a really dear friend of ours who's in hospice, and being there just face to face with someone who is in the dying process, it just brings you to that, wow, this is all that is real, is just loving you in this moment and remembering all the loving you, and that's what remains.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. So we should sing this song. I see my sister and her baby. I just get distracted. I haven't gotten to see him in person yet because of COVID and pregnancy. Not a good combination. But anyway, hi Milo.
And it's also so very real. That's really just so beautiful.
Yeah, with a newborn, you're just there. They're just there, and that's all that's happening. Trying to sleep. I mean, one thing I'll say, if any of you are playing guitar and I don't see any guitars handy, but and are wondering what is going on with oh, hi, I see a guitar. What's going on? I'm playing in an alternate tuning called Dadgad. So if my chord shapes look very unfamiliar, that is why. And I mostly write and play on the guitar in Dadgad, and this probably is because the banjo was my first instrument, and it's tuned to different tunings depending on your what key you want to be in. And so Dadgad just made so much more sense to me than standard tuning, and it's so much prettier. So that's what's going on. I'm in Dadgad tuning, which is a D tuning, and then I'm capoed up to the 7th fret to be in the key of A. But you can just follow the chords in standard tuning. If it were me, I'm a very pro capo person. I would definitely play this in the key of G to avoid playing things like F sharp minor. I'm not a fan of bar chords. So I'd probably play it in G so that it would be an E minor and an A minor instead of an F sharp minor and a B minor in the bridge. So yeah, anyway. But we're in the key of A. If you're interested in Dadgad, yeah, open D, I see it's pretty similar to Dadgad, except obviously with the, there's the G, which adds that nice little dissonance. And it, if you've ever played banjo, the middle 4 strings of Dadgad are the same as the modal tuning on the banjo in terms of interval. So you can play. Anyway, that's sort of esoteric. So yeah, I'm playing in Dadgad. You can play in any tuning or key, but if you're interested in playing in Dadgad, you would probably not want to switch to it right now because the chords switch pretty quickly and you'd have to know how to do it. But one of the things I really love about it is that It has these moving chord shapes. So you can take the same shape and move it up and down the neck to get your 1, 4, 5, 6 chords instead of cramming your fingers into various painful shapes. I also play standard guitar, but so I know how to do that. So let's start with the chorus, the part that's "You Shall Love." So what I'm going to do is I'll sing a line, and we're just going to go over the melody first. And I'm going to do this because I teach a lot of harmony singing classes, and this is how I break the songs down. So it's sort of like visual moving melody. I'm sure you've had people do this before. So it starts here. You, and the first line goes, you shall love. So you move in the middle of shall, and there's a lot of parts where this happens, and you can do sort of a little glottal stop to get that note change. You shall, or you kind of put an H in there, but don't make the H sound. A lot of you are very experienced singers, so you probably know how to do this. But in case it's new to you, you shall love. Let's all sing that together, even though I can't hear you. You shall love. So love comes in a little behind. So I'll try it now with the guitar. 1, 2. You shall love. And the next line goes, this is all that is real. So let's just do those 2 lines together because they're kind of short. You shall love. This is all that is real. Let's just do that again. You shall love, for this is all that is real. And then it goes straight back into a repeat of the first line. You shall love. So love comes in a little behind the downbeat, and then it's held out for about 4-ish beats. So let's do those 3 lines. You shall love, this is all that is real, you shall love. You shall love, this is all that is real, you shall love. Also, you don't get to breathe, so no breathing. So it goes, you shall love, breath. This is all that is real, you shall love. So between the second and third line, there's no breathing. So make sure you get a good breath after you shall love. And then you breathe again after the second you shall love. And then the 4th line goes, after you shall love, and then it goes, you shall touch, you shall heal. Get those high notes out. Sit up straight. Get the nice, as big a breath as you can take. So it goes, you shall touch, breath, you shall heal. So you breathe after touch because, again, you're not going to breathe going into the next line. So let's try those 4 lines. You shall love, this is all that is real, you shall love, you shall touch, you shall heal. Here we go. You shall love, this is all that is real, you shall love, you shall touch, you shall heal. And then from there you come back down. Heal through the darkness of fear. So you're up here. Heal through the darkness of fear. And we're just going to continue on because it kind of flows into the next line. Darkness of fear, breath. This song is all you'll hear. There's a chord change there, which is why there's a note that sort of seems like it comes out of nowhere. So up till now, we've been sort of going back and forth between the 1 and the 4 chords. You shall love. This is 4, 4, 4, 4, 1. 1, 4, 4, 4, 4, 1. And then here comes the 5. 5. All right, so let's go over that. You shall touch, you shall heal through the darkness of fear, breath. This song is all you'll hear. That one's a little bit of a hard line. This song is all you'll hear. And then it continues on to the 6 minor. You'll hear through the labyrinth of anger. So it's just labyrinth, labyrinth, labyrinth of anger. And then it's sort of the same melody with a different chord underpinning it. Through the screaming empty hunger. Oops, not that chord. Hunger. All right, so like I said, this is a challenging song. So if you get to the end of this hour and your brain feels mushy and your voice feels tired, that means you've had a good workout. But remember to breathe. So let's start with, you shall touch, you shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear. Continuing on, breath. Through the labyrinth of anger, breath. Through the screaming empty hunger. All right, we're going to go to the end. It does all this crazy stuff and then it winds back down to more simple hunger, and then through. So you've just done screaming empty hunger through the hatred. So that note kind of leaves the chord. Hatred for the shame. So let's start there. Screaming empty hunger through the hatred for the shame. Through the hatred for the shame. And then it goes into the you shall love again with different melody from the beginning. You shall love. And then a little bit different melody because you're going to another chord. You shall love. Wow, this is a very challenging song. So let's try that again. The 2 you shall loves. You shall love. And then you shall love. And then at the very end, in my name. So that's in my name. Whew!
Let us just say that I know how hard that was to teach it, but it flows so beautifully that it doesn't feel hard. You know, it's a lot of beautiful ways of moving down the chords or just sort of scooping up to them. I personally love it. So I just want you to know that I think it's hard to teach it, but I know that it just sounds so beautiful, and I feel like people are getting it in their ears, whether it feels hard or not. Yeah, there's some thumbs up for you.
Yeah.
If people are getting it. Yep.
Yeah.
You all seem like the sort of crowd that's going to pick this right up.
Yeah.
I have confidence.
It flows so intuitively, one into the next, that I think, though when you break it down, we can hear that that there's some complexity in there. Yes. But it's not, it doesn't sound that way when we're singing it, and it doesn't sound that way when you're singing it. It's such a beautiful invitation that we can just jump right in. It's beautiful to hear how intricate it actually is, and how stunningly smoothly it just flows out of you.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's what I love about writing and about singing is, and especially about teaching, is when you teach something, you appreciate it, even if you've sung it for 20 years. And I've taught this a few other times, but not many times. You appreciate it in a whole new way, and you see it in a whole new way. So if you really want to learn something, teach it. I've become a much better musician and banjo player since over the years of being a teacher. All right, so we'll break that up into a couple of chunks, and then if there are any specific questions, just be sort of thinking about them, any parts that you want to hear again. So we'll just do, let's see. You know what? I think we should just try singing the whole thing, and then we'll break it back down into pieces if we need to. And I wish I had an extra arm to do this part while also doing this part. I've tried to do it with my foot. It doesn't work so well, and it'd be especially challenging right now. All right, so I'm not going to do this part, but we'll break it back down if we need to, and then we'll just go back over it. Okay. You, here's your starting note. You shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch. You shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love. You shall love in my name. So those of you playing guitars, I see about 4 of you. I can't see everybody in the whole, let's see, maybe 5. Anyway, those of you playing, oh yes, Pat and Sandy, you count too. So I see some more guitars. There's a few stops in this that I like to throw in. I feel like it really opens it up. And one of them is at the end of the verse going into the chorus. And we haven't learned the verse yet, but it goes, but I say to you, all you shall do in my name, 2, 3, you shall love. So you come in on the offbeat before love, or the downbeat before love. You shall love. And then you continue to play with the pick strum. That's how I like to play it, to give that little backbeat in there. I do sort of a cross picking, so it's like pick, strum, down, up, pick, strum, down, up, down, up. And on the down, up, I'm sort of moving across the strings from the low to the high, so the last up is on the top string. That's sort of the strum I'm doing. And so then at the very end of the chorus, again, you shall love, you shall love. When you hit that low note, you strum, in my name, and you come in on the downbeat before you say name on the offbeat. So let's just try that. You shall love, you shall love in my name. So those are the 2 sort of stops. Everything else is pretty much that same rhythm. Pick, strum, down, up, pick, strum, down, up. Something like that. Any questions about the guitar part? Oh, I see the lyrics are in there again. That's great. Oh. Any other questions? I mean, it's fairly straightforward. I like to make sure my chord sheets, lyric sheets, have the chords immediately over the word or syllable that the chord change actually happens. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. All right, any parts of the chorus, the phrasing, or the melody that you'd like to revisit or hear broken down again before we move on to another part of the song? Oh, a question. Let's see. Left-hand chord shape in your tuning. Yeah, so I'm in Dadgad tuning, and this is, I don't want to go too deep into this because I know most of you are not in Dadgad, but this is sort of your 1 chord. And the 4 chord, there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can just do the bottom 2 strings at the 5th fret. That's sort of the easiest. That's for your 4 chord. And then the 7th fret for your 5 chord. And the 9th fret for your 6 minor. I usually throw another finger in there. So I'm kind of doing this. So I'm fretting at the 4th fret on the 3rd string from the top, and then the 5th fret with my ring finger, and on the, I'm used to banjo, so I can't count on a guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4th string from the top, and then on the bottom string, I also fret at the 5th fret. And then I use that finger to kind of mute the string next to it. So it sounds like this. And then you move it up 2 frets to do the 5 chord, and then you move it up another 2 frets with your top 2 fingers for the 6 minor, but this finger needs to be 2 frets below that for the minor. I love this tuning. It never gets old. I hope that answered your question. Okay. Any other questions about the singing part? No? All right, if you were in front of me, I would be hammering home lots of little phrasing things because I have a soapbox that all of my students know about. It's called the phrasing soapbox. And I get on the phrasing soapbox and I talk about how if you even out the phrasing where you shouldn't, I am totally proponent of everyone just singing and enjoying themselves. But there are certain songs and there are places in songs where if you change the phrasing in a certain way, and this often happens because people are trying to sing and play at the same time, and so that the rhythm of their lyrics and the rhythm of the playing kind of mesh into one. And so I spend a lot of time with my choruses breaking down the phrasing because it is sometimes what really makes a song so moving and so beautiful is a little just unexpected turn of phrasing, how it falls against the rhythm of the instrument. So for example, at the beginning of the chorus, hi Milo. Oh my gosh, he just gets cuter. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. My sister and her baby are on the Zoom, and he's very smiley. So at the beginning of the chorus, instead of saying, you shall love, like just the love landing on the downbeat, I feel like having it delay makes a huge difference. So, you shall love. So that sort of little thing, while it might seem very small, I feel like can really change how a song comes across and how it feels. All right, so I'm stepping off the phrasing soapbox. And no one's listening anyway because...
Oh, yeah, we so agree with you. We're like
Yes.
womening you over here. That is so good.
Yeah.
And we also moved our screen so we could see Baby Smiley. We just didn't want to spotlight Baby smiling because we don't know, those things are sensitive these days. But that's why you can come join us on Zoom, people. Yeah, there's that. But yes, right on to phrasing and keeping the phrasing as the songwriter intended. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so if there are no specific questions, let's just sing that chorus one more time and then we'll move on to the verses. And then there's also a bridge, because why not add something else in there? All right, so you, 1, 2, 3. You shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch. You shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love. You shall love in my name. One thing I didn't put into the chord sheet, because this is really made mostly for singers, is that after the chorus, you go to the 4 chord or the D and back to the 1 before the verse starts. So it'd be in my name, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, and that's where you would start into the verse. And I often do a little walk down on the bottom string in Dadcat. All right, so let's go to the verse. I'm so distracted by that baby. Sorry, those of you on Facebook, no baby for you. You'll have to join the Zoom if you want to see the baby picture. Okay, so the verses are probably a little more straightforward than the chorus. So the first verse goes, in my name you say you kill. Let's just sing that. In my name you say you kill. So this is another thing where the phrasing is kind of important. I'll sing it with the guitar so you can hear it. In my name you say you kill. So it's kind of like, in my in my name you say you kill. All right, that's the first line. In mind, let's see. I'm overthinking the phrasing now. In my name you say you kill. In my name you turn with rage. Yeah. In my name you turn with rage. Sing that line. In my name you turn with rage. You can kind of land on the rage a little bit. Turn with rage. Hang on that R a little bit. It's kind of nice to just twist it a little bit. All right. Although I tend to sing this a little more softly. Let's try those first 2 lines. Here we go. In my name you say you kill. In my name you turn with rage. And then, in my name impose your will. So same melody as the first line. Let's try that. In my name impose your will. And then the same melody as the second line. In my name these wars you wage. So these is the little bit longer word there. In my name these wars. I'm sorry, I started thinking too much. In my name these wars you wage. All right, let's try those 4 lines with the sort of repeating melody. Let's see, I'm seeing that. Kevin asked a question, has Leela been with us?
Let me explain that. Actually, I think Kevin is part of an organizing group that puts on the Daily Antidote of Song, and it's a program every day. They've been there 650 plus days of every day at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and songwriters come on and lead a song. And so I think that Kevin is like let's get Leela on the Daily Antidote. So I am I'm with that. I think that's, and he was just checking with folks who are in the room who go to the Daily Antidote to find out. So if
I would
they've
love
seen you
to.
there,
Yeah.
I love to sing. Let me sing more.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You would love it. They would love you.
Okay, great. So let's sing those 4 lines. In my name you say you kill. In my name you turn with rage. In my name impose your will. In my name these wars you wage. And then you hang on that wage. But I say to you. So, but I say to you, let's try that. These wars you wage, but I say to you. So you hold that out. This is all you shall do in my name. You hold that for 4. Let's try that. But I say to you. But I say to you, this is all you shall do in my name. Name, all you shall do in my name. Oh, there's a chord missing there. Okay, but I say to you, this is all you shall do. No, there's not. There's not a chord missing there. It stays on the 4 chord and the melody swoops out of the chord. Name. Sounds like something Pat might have written. I feel like I saw some cute cats also just in the Zoom room. It's very distracting. Okay. So, let's sing that whole first verse. 1. In my name you say you kill. In my name you turn with rage. In my name impose your will. In my name these wars you wage. But I say to you, this is all you shall do. Into the next verse. All right, let's quickly go over the next verse just for the phrasing. The melody is the same and some of the lyrics are the same, but they're a little bit different. Somebody said, well, the music drew my gerbil out of his burrow. That's a positive. I love it. I'll take it. All right, so the second verse, very similar. In my name you say you hate. And I kind of, in my name you say you hate. I cut it off to really emphasize that word instead of saying hate. That would be a little weird. And then, and in my name oppress. So let's do those first 2 lines. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Again, don't hold those words at the oppress. It would sound pretty weird to say oppress. We want to be a little stronger. And then oppress. Say those not like you are somehow something. No, that's not right. Are somehow something less. So I simplified the melody a little bit to make it a little somehow something less. So this verse is a little pointed. As you can, they're all pointed. But I was particularly, in addition to thinking of people who oppress and hate based on different religions, different races, was particularly thinking of families who reject their kids because of their sexual orientation or their gender identity when I wrote this. All right. And I was also thinking of animals and nature, like saying that I'm greater than and oppressing others. Doesn't seem very godlike to me. Okay. Or maybe, anyway. So let's sing those 4 lines. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Say those not like you are somehow something less. And then it's the same, but I say to you. And then a songwriter over here fits in a whole lot more syllables into the next line than the last time I sang this line. So it goes, but I say to you, all that share this earth with you in my name. So let's try that. But I say to you, but I say to you, all that share this earth with you in my name, you shall love, etc. All right, we have the 2 verses. Any questions about that? Any of those parts? I see somebody who maybe has a question. Kevin?
Let's see if Kevin has a question. Kevin, did you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. So the in my name you shall oppress verse. Can you go over that one more time, because that's a little wordy.
It is wordy. You're right.
Specifically the say those not like you.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because you actually have to start the line sooner than you think.
Okay.
Run out of space in the melody to sing all the words. All right, so let's see. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Yep, and then breath, and then say those. So the downbeat of that line starts on those. So you have to fit say those not like you, and then are somehow something less. Does that clarify it at all? Good. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's just sing that verse again. It is kind of wordy and a little challenging. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Say those not like you are somehow something less. Let's do that one more time. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Say those not like you are somehow something less. But I say to you, all that share this earth Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's quite a menagerie happening. I'm seeing cats, I'm seeing gerbils, I'm seeing very cute dogs, I'm seeing babies. Um, oh my gosh. Hi, little gerbil. And I saw my dad's cat was like, ooh, a gerbil.
I think they knew. I was going to say they knew you're singing for them. You said, all that share this earth with you. In
That's
my
right. This
name.
is your song, little gerbil. So cute. I'll go get my bearded dragon. We'll have another branch of the animal kingdom.
That would be a first. I'm not sure we've had reptiles on screen, but I
Yeah.
think we've had a lot of mammalage, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
What's his name, Leela?
Oh, Carrot. The bearded dragon is named Carrot. My 7-year-old named him. He was rescued. He was found by the road by our neighbor, and we never were like, let's go get a reptile. But anyway, he's really cool, very personable, and very adorable. So anyway, who knew? You can love them all. All right, so we have the 2 verses, we have the chorus, and we have the bridge yet to go. We've already gone a full hour, so what should we do about that? Should we continue on?
well, we don't want to overtax you. Here's the thing. Here are options. We could do it if you want. We also could just sing this song one time through and people get to hear it. And then they could also, I bet there are places they could get this song or they could watch this song.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so my sister and I, Ellie Grace, so Leela and Ellie Grace is our band name. we, we made a CD in 2003 that has this song on it. You can find it on our Leela and Ellie Grace website. I think I have like 10 left over there. So if you want the actual physical CD, this one is close to being gone. But I think you can download it on all the usual suspects, and you can find a live version of us singing it on YouTube as well. And yeah, so I would love it just to sort of turn in another direction. I have 3 classes starting next week through my Rose City Folk School, which was an in-person school here in Portland, Oregon until about March 2020. And and I was teaching Appalachian clogging and by-ear harmony singing, clawhammer banjo, sort of a jamming class, and I also taught a couple classes in dadgad guitar. So I'm trying to start a few up this coming week. Actually, tomorrow I'm starting a completely beginner clawhammer banjo class, and I'm starting a intro to by-ear harmony singing class, and it'll be the first time I've taught it over Zoom, but I think it's going to be really fun. I've taught it for so many years, and I break down how harmonies work, try to make it really accessible, and then we learn songs in 3-part harmony in folk, country, old time, sometimes Brandy Carlisle. It just covers lots of bases. Americana, Hazel Dickens. Who else is it? Kate Wolf. Anyway, lots of really awesome songs. And so that class will run 6 weeks. And you can find, if you go to rosecityfolkschool.com, you can also find me on Facebook on Rose City Folk School or on Instagram. And you can sign up there, and it's going to be over Zoom. I'm also doing an advanced clawhammer banjo. If you're already a banjo player, I'm going to be teaching like 6 new tunes that I haven't taught before that are going to be really fun on Tuesday nights. And then the following week, I have my Rose City Folk Chorus. I'm doing it sort of hybrid. I'm going to teach all the songs over Zoom and then try to meet in person. So if you want to just learn the songs, I teach them sort of like I taught this, but in 3-part harmony. And I'm really excited about the collection of songs I'm working on for that. And So yeah, that'll be starting Monday nights, I think I have it set for 7 p.m. Pacific time for like 9 weeks. So anyway, you can feel free to email me, leelagracemusic@gmail.com, ask any questions, and I'll actually write you back. I went through a long period during the pandemic where emails did not get returned. It's been a very crazy couple of years. But anyway, and if you have any questions, and if you want to join, I would love, love, love to have you and see all your beautiful faces. If there aren't any other questions or comments, we should just sing the whole song again. And yes, please send donations. We starving musicians, I'm especially starving right now because it's lunch time and I get hungry very easily. We very much appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to Pat and Sandy for hosting this, and to all of you for showing up every week and supporting them and each other through this unprecedented, insane time. I know that it means a lot to them, and it definitely means a lot to me. So let's sing this whole song, and you can try to join in on the bridge. It's harder than any of the rest of it, so okay, so we'll start with the first verse. In my name you say you kill, in my name you turn with rage, in my name impose your will, in my name these wars you wage. But I say to you, this is all you shall do. In my name you shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch, you shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love, you shall love in my name. In my name you say you hate, and in my name oppress. Say those not like you are somehow something less. But I say to you, all that share this earth with you, in my name you shall love. This is all that is real. You shall love. You shall touch, you shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love, you shall love in my name. And when you've been fighting those before you, and you've forgotten for how long, when it seems like the chasm is too deep to overcome, when you hate and make them enemies because you think they've done you wrong, all you despise is what you become. shall heal through the darkness of fear. This song is all you'll hear through the labyrinth of anger, through the screaming empty hunger, through the hatred for the shame. You shall love, you shall love in my name.
Yes.
What
Wow.
What a
Wow.
great song,
Wow.
Leela. Really,
Yeah.
that's really,
yeah.
really a great song.
It's a powerful song.
For singing along.
Thank
I
you.
love seeing all your faces. I even saw somebody who was playing the dadgad guitar, it looked like.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Well, it's so wonderful to have someone who teaches the way you do. You really knew how to break down a lot of things, including the dadgad, and it was good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. We know it's getting on lunchtime. Let me just say for folks who are here before we sign off from YouTube, from Facebook Live, that you're going to be with us this coming Sunday, next Sunday, whatever words those are, January 30th, for a concert with you and Kate Munger and us, one of our Sunday concert in the round, end of the month concert. So do come back, folks, and hear more from Leela.
I'll play my banjo.
Yay, I was going to say.
Sweet.
We have some serious banjo heads on this group here, and they're going to be psyched.
I see one of them.
Yeah, right on. That's good.
Carol.
That's great. So we're going to close off our live stream to Facebook and let you know that, again, you can make donations today. We will, of course, be passing on donations to Leela for her amazing teaching today and for that gorgeous song and for the songs you'll hear next week. So there are links everywhere for you to do that. And folks on Facebook Live, you can come join us at the Zoom. We do a little after hang and we will spend the first couple minutes just giving major love to Leela and then let her go get her lunch. So do come join us again. Thanks to folks watching afterwards on YouTube. We hope you will meet you in person sometime. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Facebook.